Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm Lotte Betts-Dean. I'm a City Music Foundation artist and I'm so excited to be presenting another CMF Spotify playlist takeover. I've had a lot of fun in the last couple of days putting together this playlist for you and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's quite a mix of styles and different kinds of music. I've always been really interested in all different kinds of music, old and new, classical and non-classical, folk, jazz, electronic, everything in between. And this playlist is sort of indicative of the kinds of music I've been interested in all my life. It includes some songs that I've loved for a really long time, some since childhood, as well as a couple of new discoveries for me and a couple of new releases that I've become obsessed with in the last couple of weeks and months. So of course, as a singer, there's quite a lot of vocal music, but it's really varied. I've included a couple of pieces performed by some idols of mine. There's some Handel by Lorraine Hunt Lieberson and a piece by the Pulitzer Prize winning composer Caroline Shaw, a piece for voice and quartet that's performed by Anne-Sophie van Otter, another idol of mine. There's also some Debussy with the Australian soprano Siobhan Stagg. She's a good friend of mine and someone I look up to so much, and it's a beautiful new release with the Noga Quartet, an arrangement of the Ariette Oubliée. And there's also some bossa nova by the legendary bossa nova singer Joyce, and I vividly remember dancing around the house to this song Feminina when I was little. It's a lot of fun. There's also another Pulitzer Prize winning composer on this playlist, the American composer George Walker. His gorgeous piece for voice and orchestra, Lilacs, which I've recently rediscovered and re-fallen in love with. I'd love to perform it one day. There's also some folk. Love folk music, always have, and we've got some Bulgarian folk singing by this brilliant female choir called Ensemble Trachea, a folk song called Kaval Sviri, and if you've not heard Bulgarian folk singing before, wow, you are really in for something. It is a sound unlike anything else. And there's also some Irish folk family band called Skara Brae. I've loved this song that I've included. I've loved it for a really long time. And a new discovery, Canadian folk song by Keith Murphy, which is really worth listening to. It's beautiful. There's also a new release, the Saraband by Bach, my all-time favourite composer, which comes from Sean Sheebay's most newly released Bach album, which is already a bit of a hit. Beautiful, beautiful playing and well worth a listen. There's also some Rameau, another favourite composer of mine, and this is played by Bartosz Glowacki, a fellow CMF artist who plays the accordion. Accordion and Rameau is a match made in heaven, and it's a beautiful recording. There's also Missy Mazzoli, the American composer, and a work of hers for singing cellist and tape, which I discovered and fell in love with while doing a performance with a contemporary music ensemble in Melbourne a few years ago. That's called 1,000 Tongues. Another piece I've recently rediscovered and can't stop listening to for some reason is the Bartók Piano Sonata. It's such a fiery, wonderful piece, and I have loved it ever since I first heard it. I think it was in my first year of undergraduate in Melbourne, and a friend of mine played it and I was just blown away by it. It is such a cool piece, so much fun, and lots of different recordings, of course, of it on Spotify. So maybe you can tell me what your favourite recording is. There's a lot of jazz. I love jazz, always have. And we've got a couple of tracks by other CMF artists, including Misha Mulovabado, who has a new CD about to come out, and he's released a couple of tracks from that, and the second single from that album is included on this playlist. It's a gorgeous track called Little Visions, and we also have some tracks from Tom Miller and his band, and Alex Hitchcock, who started CMF the same year I started, and there's also a fabulous track from the UK jazz band Nerija. Another favourite jazz artist of mine, and this track in particular is one that I keep coming back to over and over again. It's by the Armenian jazz pianist Tigran Hamasyan. It's called Aragats, and it is just enchanting. And we also have from the American jazz harpist a charming number called Porky. She's called Dorothy Ashby, and if you've not discovered her before, also really worth listening to, a wonderful artist. Of course, having lived in Melbourne for such a long time, I couldn't not acknowledge the wonderful music scene that's alive in Melbourne. There are so many amazing bands and artists coming out of there, including the fabulous 10-piece funk band Sex on Toast and this fabulous song called Oh Loretta. It is so cool, so catchy. I promise it'll get you up and moving. It is hilarious, and you can just feel the energy and joy in listening to that number. And also from Melbourne, the wonderful singer-songwriter Cleo, and a song of hers that I have become quite obsessed with in the last little weeks and keep revisiting. A beautiful voice and a beautiful songwriter. So there we have it. I hope you enjoy this playlist. Oh, there's also some Anna Meredith, her most recent album, Fibs, a really, really cool track off that album called Callian. All of Anna Meredith's stuff is worth listening to though. So there you go. I hope you enjoy. It's quite a mix of stuff. Feel free to get in touch with me if you've got recommendations or questions or anything. I can talk about this stuff all day long. I love it. I love hearing your opinions on things as well. So let me know what you think, and yeah, all the best. Stay safe. Bye.